everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Stephanie and this is all about my life after gastric bypass surgery. And today's video is an example of the kinds of things that I eat in a day 14 months post-op. I'm a firm believer that just doing a snapshot of one day isn't really accurate because so much can happen in a day. So many things can differ between days that I always like to show a couple of days as an example of how my food ranges between, the different days and different things that I do. So today's video is actually 2 different days worth of food, but I took a bit of time between them. I filmed one before my vacation and one after my vacation, but I feel like they're good snapshots on what I might eat on a normal any given day. Just for a little bit of context, sometimes I do weigh out my food and really stick to 6 or 7 ounces, and other times I'm sort of eyeballing it and just stopping when I feel full. I do mix that up. I am not as consistent as I thought I would be with weighing out my food, but I'm also okay with that, and I'm trying to sort of learn how to be more intuitive and learn how to just exist without having, so many rules and so many things that I feel like I have to follow. So I play around with that a little bit. And normally I would track this and show you what the macros are, and I would show you what my calories are. But I'll be totally honest, I have not tracked my food in quite a while, and so I did not track any of this, and I did not go backwards to track it, but that's not really my goal at this present moment, so that's why you don't see that information. And before we jump into the rest of the video, I just want to say quick housekeeping. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for supporting my channel. It means a lot to me. If you're not yet a subscriber, I just ask at the end of this video, if you do like the content, if you do like what I'm putting out on my channel, hit the subscribe button if you want to show your support and continue supporting my channel, and ring the notification bell so you know every time a video of mine goes live. So without further ado, here are the things that I eat.
So breakfast is going to be a protein coffee like usual. My new obsession are these coffee cake flavored K-cups that I found on sale after the holidays, and they're actually really good. I've been really enjoying putting just a little bit of flavored creamer in addition to my coffee because I've noticed that I have all of these sugar-free flavorings, but they are just way too sweet if you add them to the Premier Protein, whereas just a little bit of coffee creamer doesn't make this overly sweet to drink, and then it will add a little bit of flavor. So the extra cinnamon roll flavor is pretty good. It's not my favorite. I definitely like the peppermint, and I can't find the peppermint right now, but this is my new obsession. So I had to run out to my office today, so I grabbed and packed a lunch to take with me. I have been this week eating some cubed meat and cheese that I prepped earlier this week. So I bought a ham and cubed that up. And then this is some Dubliner cheese that we got at Costco. So good. So I weighed out 2.5 ounces of ham and 2.5 ounces of cheese. And then I have 2 ounces of fruit that I kind of made a little, I guess, a healthy charcuterie board. So that's what I've been doing for lunch this week, and that's what I'll be doing today while I attend some webinars and some meetings at work. Okay, I just want to pop on here really quick to show that I don't always eat all of my food. And I did weigh out 7 ounces today, and sometimes fruit really doesn't, fill me up all that much, so I can have a couple ounces of that, and it's not a big deal. But today I reached a point where I realized I was done. It's hard to explain that feeling because it's not really like a feeling full. At least that's the way I experience it. It is feeling more like I'm just done eating. I hit a point mentally where I just realize that I need to stop. If I don't listen to that, then yes, I can still, continue eating and then I get that full uncomfortable feeling. But if I listen to that moment where I go, yeah, I think I need to stop eating now. That's why it's so important not to mindlessly eat, because if you mindlessly eat, you're not listening to your body, you're not paying attention to those signals. So after about 5 or 10 minutes, I do definitely feel more of a traditional like full feeling and satisfied, and I am glad that I stopped eating. So that's what I'm looking at right now. I may snack on this if I get hungry later, but I didn't eat all of it, and that's okay. Okay, so I'm about to get on the road, and I have quite a bit of driving ahead of me I'm not too happy about. So to make that a little bit easier, I have a little chocolate. I occasionally will have these little, these Unreal dark chocolates. They're actually really good. They're kind of like an Almond Joy. I guess it would be a Mounds because it doesn't have an almond in it. And then I have a few sugar-free Werthers to try to make that, little sweet tooth, easily satisfied. Something I didn't mention is that I am working on hydration. So I do have this, I don't know, I think this is 32 ounces. I don't know. Tumbler that I have a whole bunch of Crystal Light in, so that will give me something to drink on the way down and back, and then I'll continue to have some hydration when I get home tonight. So that'll help me hit my goals for that today. So now I'm heading back home from my appointments, and I'm starting to get hungry. So I only had one of those sugar-free Werthers on the way down here, but I am going to go ahead and have a protein bar. My favorite ones are these Robert Irvine Fit Crunch bars. They're so good. And so I'm going to have one of those to try to tide me over on the drive home. And then I'm debating picking up food on the way home. It was not my original plan for dinner tonight, but plans change. So we'll see if I end up picking up food or being, a little bit more conservative and just eating leftovers that I have at home. I did end up picking up Thai, and I got several items, but really I just wanted chicken satay and a little bit of pad thai. The rest of it was for my fiance to dig into. I had a couple of bites of other things, but all I really wanted were these two items. So that's what I stuck with, just to sort of satisfy the craving and maybe have a couple leftovers. Okay, so I found this lady on Facebook. And I know no good story starts like that. But I found a lady on Facebook, and she makes a churro cheesecake. And I was like, I have to try that. So I got the smallest option that she had, and I've been sharing it with my boyfriend. I did find out, because I tried to eat a full piece, just kind of thinking it wasn't a big deal. And it doesn't work for me. So I cut the pieces really small, and I basically am just having... This looks really big when it's this close to the camera, but I am basically just having a small piece of churro cheesecake. It comes with sweetened condensed milk and dulce de leche to put on top. So I'm having some fresh strawberries with it, and that is my dessert for the night. That is not a normal thing that I do, but I have it, and it's delicious, and it's a couple bites. So there's the honest truth. And I ended my night with an herbal tea. This one I think was the lemon loaf flavor with a little bit of creamer and sugar-free sweetener. This is what happens when you film these videos too far apart. I spent the majority of this clip readdressing the same exact thing that I did in the first one about my protein coffee and the fact that I like a little bit of flavored creamer in it because all of these sweeteners are just too sweet. So I'm not going to put you through that again, but I am doing the same thing. It's the same cinnamon roll. And yes, I do address for a second time that it is not my favorite of the sugar-free creamers, but I very much miss having some peppermint creamer. I don't know who I need to talk to in the big leagues to get peppermint creamer year round, but that's what I need in my life. So I'm just going these days with a coffee flavored Premier Protein because it's sort of just generic and mixes really easy with other flavors. And that just gets me through, still doing the protein coffees in the morning Still finding that very satisfying. So it is mid-morning and I'm a little hungry, so I'm going to turn to a yogurt. This is my favorite brand. I've tried multiple different kinds of yogurt and none of them are as good as this one in my opinion. So it's this is a pretty awesome new flavor that they have. They have these seasonal flavors that are pretty great, and it'll give me some protein. It's lower on the sugars in terms of some yogurts with 7 grams of sugar. You know, I've had some of those yogurts that are like really low in sugar and they don't taste good at all. It's just not worth eating in my opinion. So this will be my snack this morning. All right, it is lunchtime. I was going to chop up some turkey breast that I have, but it's out in the garage and it's huge and I don't want to tackle that right now. So I found this leftover sausage. It's a chicken sausage. I don't have the label anymore. It is something we got from Costco. It's a chicken sausage with some like cheese and artichoke in it. So I just cut that up and microwaved it. I have a little bit of cheese. It's just some Colby Jack and some Sriracha honey Gouda, which is so good. And then I have this little fruit leather that I want just because I feel like I want something fruity, but I'm out of fresh fruit. And I'll probably have just a handful, probably just a few of these peanut butter pretzels. I really like these, but I'm not going to buy them again because I like them a lot. Thankfully, I can't eat very many of them, so I've had this for quite a while, but I am going to have just a few of them to kind of round out my lunch here today. Just a really quick update. I'm heading out to the dog park after work and I'm eating a protein bar so that I'm not really hungry and hangry later. And this is just the Robert Irving's Fit Crunch bars, one of my favorite protein bars ever. So just grabbed one of those as I ran out the house along with a Gatorade Zero so I can stay not hungry and super hydrated. And then I will hopefully throw a quick dinner together when I get home. I kind of already know what I think I'm going to throw together, so that'll make things really easy tonight. It's just after 6 and I am putting together dinner now. I am throwing together some chicken. I put a little bit of salt, pepper, and garam masala on it because what I plan on doing is using this butter chicken sauce. I've picked this up a few times, just sort of a generic butter chicken Indian sauce, which is pretty good. And I've got some leftover broccoli here. Don't show the whole dirty kitchen. And I'm gonna put that together for a pretty quick meal here. Hopefully that'll come together in the next 10-15 minutes or so. Easy peasy. And here is the finished product. I put just a tiny scoop of rice on the bottom just to satisfy having some rice, but really this is about the broccoli and the chicken and the sauce. I just wanted to show that I can't always eat it, and that's fine. My fiance will enjoy the rest of this meal. I'm ending my night with a glass of tea and a couple of sugar-free shortbread cookies.
Thank you so much for watching. I hope it was helpful. Please keep in mind, I am 14 months post-op. What I eat now is extremely different than what I ate much closer to surgery, and my focus has really been to heal my relationship with food and to feel like I have a good balance and a good ability to just sort of exist with food existing alongside me and not ruling over my life in any sort of major way. So it may look very different than someone else who might be, at the same point as me post-op. Like anything on my channel, this is just my experience and the way I'm approaching things. By no means is it a way of saying how you should do things or how you should approach things post-op. Make sure to stay happy and healthy. Always keep the big picture in mind, and I will see you guys in the next one.